Hey guys, welcome to Wi-Fi Money. This is day 8 of trading my funded MFFU account. We placed 2 trades today, and I'll show you how they played out. Here we're looking at, well, now the daily chart of the S&P, but we're gonna start actually with the Dow, the daily chart. As you see here, we got a nice uptrend forming, but looking at the 4-hour, and Dow has been trying to make all-time highs for some time. I thought it would make the all-time highs today, but I was just trying to catch a piece of it within the bullish move today. As you see here, this is the order block I was expecting a bounce off of, and ultimately it did do it. But I'll tell you how I played it here, looking at the 15-minute. So at the 15-minute here, this is that 4-hour order block. We had a lot of wicks off of this order block, and there was sort of a trend forming from those wicks here. And I was expecting sort of the same this morning. This is the opening candle, 15-minute candle here. It kind of wicked up and came back down, but I thought it was going to still, I was expecting it still to respect this trend line and that level, and I wanted to go to the top of this 4-hour fair value gap, in which it did, but it didn't play out really for me. I didn't see the entire bigger picture. A dear friend of mine, one of my trading friends, they pointed out on the 4-hour and the 1-hour that price 1, 2, 3 highs here were really creating some resistance initially, which turned support here. You can even see it better on the 1-hour, but I was just blind to it. Sometimes you don't see everything. That's why you got to really prepare for the markets. Take time, at least an hour, so you're not missing anything. But it turns out, I mean, I had this pointed out as the golden zone. This was the upper 50% level, and this is the 61%. And just extend that out, and it's pretty much that same level in which they mentioned you need to wait. That would have been a better entry. Yeah, it turned out obviously that was a better entry. It did go to my take profit, but we ended up losing $259 on this trade, and then it went to my TP. That's happened a lot this week. Bad stops and bad trails, missed out on a lot of potential this week. It's something I'm going to go back and study during my weekly review that I do on Saturdays. So I'm looking forward to that, seeing where I can grow. But ultimately, I did place one more trade. I was bullish on all of the indices today. I almost placed this trade on NQ, but I couldn't pull the trigger. Looking at the 5-minute, it was sort of the same structure as the Dow, but a bit more extended on the bullish end. Actually, I'll show you on the 4-hour. It was a bit more extended, obviously, with making those all-time highs, but I really liked how it was respecting the fair value gaps here, the 4-hour and then the 1-hour. And I was expecting to push up, but I was scared because I get wicked out a ton, and I literally drew out my stop and take profit, and I couldn't pull the trigger, and it was a nice trade, 2TP there, and it made its move before ES, the S&P did. And I was looking at them all while NQ was still pushing up. S&P was still wicking here, and the Dow had already made its return. So I was confident that the S&P would then turn bullish as well, as I was already bullish. So I did place a trade here. I risked about $350, I believe it was. We took on some heat, but ultimately the trade did play out. This was my take profit, but it was at all-time highs. And all-time highs can sometimes spike and keep on running. So I let it run. It worked out. We profited $956 here instead of the nearly $700 it would have been if I would have just taken profit here. So it was a good thing that I did let the trade run a bit, and I actually scaled in on my eval accounts. I traded this on 5 accounts. 3 were funded accounts, 2 were evals, and the evals I scaled in right here. Is a beautiful scale in. Caught a nice chunk there. I think it was about plus 1,400. So it was a beautiful trade for both accounts, funded and my evals, and that puts us at plus 648 on the week. I'll actually show you guys my trade Zella, but here we are, 648 on the week. I mean, not too bad considering how shaky this week was with the ups and downs and the trailing stops that ruined me, or yeah. But it's all good. It was a part of trading. I didn't let it get to me. I just kept trading, looking for the next setup. Although yesterday was sort of that second trade was very questionable. But yeah, a lot to learn this week. I'm looking forward to studying what went well and what went wrong this week and how I can do better. But ultimately, this week is when I started trading 3 eValves. So that's about plus 1944 total across 3 eValves. The previous week, that was only the one funded account. So I believe across those 3 eValves, yeah, never mind. That's just too much detail. Yeah, we're plus 648 on the week. So looking forward to next week. We could potentially get 3 payouts, 3 $1,200 payouts, which would be $3,600. But hey, I mean, that's the goal, but we're not going to force it. Forcing it is how you blow accounts. But looking more at my stats here, those 3 losses in a row, tough. But one good trade, man, it can make up for a lot. But I believe we still are maybe minus 100 into our drawdown. But ultimately, across these 8 days of trading, we've had a 2-to-1 reward win to loss ratio there. 75% of our days are winning days. Our trade win percentage is 63%. Zella scores at 83, but it's a small data set. Yeah, so we'll see more as I trade more. Thank you guys for tuning in to Wi-Fi Money. See you next week.